Hi everyone, welcome to you all in my another video. And today we have very special guest, Dr. Anjana Sanjay. She is basically from India. She completed her Pharm day from India, and recently she passed this CAPS exam, and now she is doing a pharmacy internship. So we will know from her journey how she achieved all those things, and you also can learn a lot of things from this interview. We'll also learn that how to find a job and visa process, and also about the APRA registration. So many of you always ask me this kind of questions. So hi Anjana, thank you for your time.
Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. So Anjana, can you please give us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity.
Mm.
And my name is Anjana Sanjay. I'm basically from Kerala, India, and I'm currently residing in Sydney, Australia. And I have done my graduation in Doctor of Pharmacy from SJM College of Pharmacy, Chitradurga, under Rajiv Gandhi University, Health Science Bangalore. And after completing my graduation, I have moved to Australia and started my career as a pharmacy assistant in Chemist Warehouse. And during that time, I was preparing for my CAPS examination, and I have cleared my examination in the month of August. And now I'm working as a intern pharmacist
Okay.
in Sydney,
So
Australia.
Anjana, we will go step by step. So Anjana basically from Kerala, but she studied in Karnataka, Form D, and she moved to Australia. So before that, she was working as a pharmacy assistant. So for this pharmacy assistant, you do not need to have any like license or any qualification. Many of the people in Australia, when they are like high school and some graduate, they are also working pharmacy assistant. But if you are from overseas, you did your BPharm, MPharm, or PharmD, and you are living in Australia, you can start working as a pharmacy assistant. It will give you, a lot of things you will learn from there, and simultaneously you can start your preparation for the CAPS exam as she did. So, Anjana, can you please give us like step by step how you achieve this? So the first
Yeah,
step.
actually, yeah, during my internship period from India, I was researching on how can I become a pharmacist in Australia because me and my husband was planning to move to Australia by that time. So I was just researching on how I can work in my profession in Australia because I don't want to work in random jobs and lead the life. I want to establish in my field itself. So I have just I got some ideas about the CAPS exam. How can I become the pharmacist? Even I have seen the videos from academically for the
Wow.
reference
Thank you so much.
last year during last year, and today I got an opportunity to share my journey with you, sir. It's
Yes,
so
yes.
grateful. Yeah,
So
and
Anjana,
then
can you please a little bit about you did any work in India, or you just a fresher? You just completed your family and moved to Australia.
as part of my academics, I have done internships in two different hospitals in India.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I haven't worked in India because 3 months after my graduation, I have moved to Australia. So I haven't got any chance to work in India
Okay.
other than
Basically,
my
so many
internship.
many of you always ask. So fresher can move to Australia or not? So she was a fresher and she's now here. So yes.
Yeah.
So what is your first step? What you did basically?
Sorry.
Like initial skill assessment, step one.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Like CAPS exam, it is a bit lengthy process. Like we have to do everything step by step. First, we have
yeah.
to do the skill assessment. For
Yes.
the skill assessment, we have to submit all our academic documents, and we have to just prove that we are eligible to work as a pharmacist in Australia, like the people who are working here. So after the skill assessment, it will take around 4 to 6 weeks for the decision for the skill assessment. Once it is done, we can sit for the exam and register for the exam. Usually, the exams are conducted 3 times in a year,
Yeah,
and for the
the
next year,
skill assessment, what was the fee you paid?
it's around 1310 AUD.
Yes, so skill assessment is the first step, and you need to pay 1310 AUD. And if we convert it into Indian rupees, it is about maybe 65,000 around. Yes, then next step is the CAPS exam. So can you please give us, because many students they confuse, not confused, they thought that CAPS exam is like very, very tough. It's like impossible to pass. So, you recently passed this exam. So if you can give us a little bit about this exam.
Yeah, actually, I was also having the same problem in the beginning.
Mm.
Everybody who I came across was telling like CAPS exam. It's a very
Mm.
tough exam. You can't
Mm.
pass it. I have heard many negative comments about the exam, but
Yeah.
I just focused on that. I just tried myself, and I just tried uh, to research how whether somebody have passed the exam, and I have contacted them, and I got some positive feedbacks from many of people, but we will hear most negative comments about the exam, like it's a tough one. But I would say it's not a tough one. We can, if you are working for that, we can easily crack the exam, because we have to just invest our time, and we have to just dedicate some time for our preparation. Then we can definitely crack the exam.
Yes, this is my own personal experience. So many students I know, and they are in our academy basically. So the CAPS exam is not very, very tough. I mean, if you can give at least 2 to 3 hours for 3 months, you can pass the exam. This is not something like impossible thing. You cannot pass the exam. Many students think that, sir, can I go for Master of Pharmacy? I'm ready to pay 50 lakh or something, because the fee is very, very high for Master of Pharmacy, and you only can get a PR after 3 years only. So CAPS exam is not that much tough. You can pass the exam. Anjana recently passed. You also can pass the exam. So this is not something like you cannot. So this is the myth. Basically, I can say a lot of people say this is very tough exam. It's impossible to pass. But Anjana did. So you can do. So Anjana, can you please give us about this exam, paper one and paper two? How many questions and how you feel about this?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it comprises of two papers. The first paper consists of pharmacology and chemistry. The paper two comprises of therapeutics and pharmaceutics. And each paper consists of 100 questions each, and we have to get at least 50% in each subject
Hmm.
for clearing the exam. And we have to focus more on the pharmacology and therapeutics parts, because we will get most of the questions from that part. And I'm not saying the other parts are not important. Everything is equally important, but we have to focus and study more on pharmacology and therapeutics. And yeah, that's it.
Actually, they ask more questions from this part, but she's from basically a PharmD. The PharmD, they are always have a very strong in pharmacotherapy and pharmacology as compared to the other part. So that's why for her maybe it's a little bit easy. But if you are a pharmacy, whether you did your BPharm, MPharm, or PharmD, so the exam is not that much tough. Whatever you study in India, that's more than enough. You just need to revise the thing, many things. So there are so many groups in Facebook and maybe WhatsApp. So you must join them, talk to the people. And we also here in academically, we have actually complete A to Z process basically. We will help you in your initial assessment. We provide 3 month coaching to pass the exam. We also provide the coaching for the to give the English requirement. After, we also provide the job searching assistance in Australia and advice and all those things. So basically, we help A to Z. But Anjana, basically, is one of our students. She is not our CAPS student. She gets basically. She is much interested to go in clinical trials in future also. So that she's one of the students for clinical trial, but she got opportunity as a intern. And then I said you must go for internship to become a pharmacist. Then you can move to further things. So Anjana, for this exam, what was the fee for this CAPS exam?
It was like 2,190
So
AUD
basically,
for writing the exam.
so total 3,500 you need to pay to the
3,500. Yep.
Australian Pharmacy Council, 13104 for initial skill assessment. And when you are writing exam, before the exam, like 1 month before, 1.5 months before, there's some deadline for each of the exams, then you have to pay 2190. Okay, Angela. So can you please give us, how you find it once you complete this process? What was your next step? You did your registration with APRA or you start finding a job?
Yeah, actually, I start finding a job immediately after the result because for applying for the AFRA registration, for it will take some time. So
Yeah.
by the time we can find an internship, and once the registration is approved, we can immediately start the internship. So I was like searching for the internship in the after immediately after my exams, and it was like I applied through several sites like Seek, Indeed,
Yes,
and
in
LinkedIn.
Australia is very, very famous. Seek.com.au and LinkedIn. I think do these two and Indeed also. These three website is more than enough. There are so many other websites as well, but three is more than enough if you are looking at jobs. You make your profile there and actively you have to apply jobs and definitely you will get the opportunity. Yes, Anjana. So, is there any of your friends, because you, lot of friends maybe in India, they did caps. So, do you know anyone, they came to Australia, they are looking a job? Because there are many people, they also said that it is very, very like impossible to get a visa and a sponsorship nowadays. So, do you have any idea about this?
Yeah, actually, I have some friends because I have taken CAPS coaching from Excel exams, and there were I got some friends from there, and also I got some friends from WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, which we prepared together for the CAPS exam, and most of them have applied for their visa and they got the sponsorship. They are waiting for their visa approval,
Yes.
and some of them are already here, and we have just given the registration and doing these process together, and uh, discussing our progress in these things internships, and it's very good that we have many
Actually, you
people
know, I can
randomly
say
here.
if you pass this CAPS exam plus English requirement, like 90% hurdles, you almost done basically. Now just little bit push you need for searching a job or get a visa sponsorship, or maybe if you have enough number of points, you may get the invitation for directly PR like 190 or 491, 482 work visa, 494 work visa, 407 intro with training. So there are so many visa available. So once you pass the exams, you can get. So many people are coming from India, many different countries. That places. So Australia is very like multicultural countries. So we can say like they are not just Indians. So we can say that like 137 countries. I can say people are living in Australia. So there are different countries in here. Yeah. So, Anjana, what was your experience in searching a job? You will get very easily, or you got very how much time it would take you to find this job?
Actually, I started my internship immediately after I got my professional registration, because we have several opportunities here as well, because in every websites there are opportunities for intern pharmacists in regional areas and in city as well. And I was looking for multiple places, and I have just chosen a place which is nearer to me, and I got the job offer from one of the Facebook groups of the pharmacist, and that helped me to get my first job as an intern.
Actually, Anjana basically living in Sydney, and so that's why she wants nearby the job. But if you are in India, so definitely you will get a lot of jobs, and most of the jobs from some regional area because they are sponsoring your visa. So you have to work some more years with them. But Anjana, we I think skip one step that English requirement. Which exam you give, like IELTS or PTE, or in your opinion, that which one is easier to crack? Because many of the Indian students they scared about this English test.
Yeah, I have taken PTE exam, and I find it quite easier than IELTS, because in different perspectives, like for PTE, we don't have to wait so long for getting the dates, because within 2 weeks or so we'll get dates for the exam. And
Yeah.
as well, the preparation is much easier than IELTS exam, and PTE is a computerized exam, so it's much easier as compared to IELTS.
So we also recommend for go for PTE as compared to IELTS or TOEFL. So many students, yeah, they are scared, we cannot pass English to come, especially if you are from like Hindi speaking or maybe some regional language. So the exam is not that much tough. many students also confuse that they have to go for first English, then caps, or caps first English, then. So it's up to you. There is no such condition from APRA or something, So many students, they first pass the caps exam and then they go for English requirement. Some students, they first clear the English requirement and they go for a caps exam. So it's up to you, basically. Okay, and then what was your hobbies and registration experience with APRA? You did
Yeah.
yourself or anyone helped you in this?
No, actually, from skill assessment to my registration, I have done it myself with the help
Okay,
of some
basically,
friends from, yeah.
Anjana take is but even coaching also, but for us, we help basically in this process as well for registration, APRA, and your skill assessment and all those things. So yes, Anjana, so how you did basically this APRA registration?
Yeah, after passing the CABS exam, I got the skill assessment letter from AFRA, Australian Pharmacy Council.
Yes,
And yeah.
this letter basically, once you pass the letter, they will give you the skill assessment letter. Based on this letter, you have to go for APRA registration. Also, you need to apply for visa. So this document is very, very important. Yes, Anjana.
Yeah, after getting the skill assessment letter, then I have taken my PTE exam, and after clearing that too, I have applied for the registration, and it's like we have to uh, fill the registration application and some supporting documents we have to submit along with that, like our passport, our visa, then some other stuffs like our ID proofs,
Yeah.
and everything we have to get attested by. We have to get attested, and we have to submit to the AFRA in person. I mean, not in person, through mail, or we can upload it through online. I have done it online because it's easier. I found it easier, so I uploaded it online. And it took around 4 to 6 weeks to get my personal registration approved. And yeah.
Yes, so Anjana, at the end, what you want to say to some of the students basically who are looking to migrate to Australia, and they are just like thinking that CAPS exam is very tough, it's like impossible thing. So in your whole journey, what you want to say to them at the end?
Yeah, I can say like I was also having the same problem, but I would say don't waste your time by thinking like it's tough and you can't do that exam. It's nothing like that. You can definitely get the exam if you are spending at least 3 to 4 hours for at least 3 to 4 months. It would be it's not a big deal. It's we can definitely crack the exam, and it's the best time to migrate to Australia, as pharmacist profession is considered as one of the critical skills in Australia. So the visa processes might be easier.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the best time to move to Australia if you are looking for that. And don't listen to the negative comments. And
Yeah,
there
just
is
focus
nothing like,
on
yeah,
the positive things only. Yes.
exactly.
Yes, so thank you so much, Sanjana. I also want to say the same thing, this is the right time, 2023, I mean, next year, if you want to migrate to Australia, is the right time because the government increased the visa numbers and this healthcare professionals are in the critical shortage. So this is a very right time and there is a high priority visa that are given very short time. For example, there is an example, some I think like Western Australia that give the visa, the PR visa within 11 days, 190. Same for that Canberra also given in very, very short. So this is the right time I can say if you are thinking to move Australia, so definitely this is the right time for you. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. So I will also reply to you. And thank you for watching this video.